Alright, so currently sitting outside like I promised myself I would. You know, I'm being completely honest, man. Today and yesterday have been very bad days. I usually, when I'm in the city, I go for walks. When I feel upset, every morning I go for a walk. I wake up pretty early and try to keep that like a consistent thing. And like I said, because I came over to the countryside for a little bit, haven't really been able to go on my traditional walks. I've still been outside, especially playing the guitar, playing Nick Drake, because he's one of my goats. But it's like there's not a proper chance to kind of, remove myself from negative thought. You know. And I don't know, I've just been really upset. Not angry, but just like constant, like I think I've made the distinction, like, when you're really depressed, when your heart rate is just super high. And when I was sitting in the living room, I crap you not, my heart rate was like dun, 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 dun. Like it was so fast because I was just miserable. And that's a sign that, of course, you need to change something about your life. But again, like right now, my main prerogative isn't to get a girlfriend and kickstart my dating journey or anything like that to cure the loneliness. It's not for that right now. Right now, I just kind of want to clear my head. I want to get to a point where I don't value any of that stuff, if that makes sense. I want to get to a point where I don't value romance or sex, because when you are not allowed, or not necessarily not allowed, but when there's this kind of like big mountain for you to do it, to get a girlfriend, to date and do all that stuff, it's very close to impossible nowadays, especially if you're an unattractive man, as most of us know already. It's not saying that it's impossible, or what I'm saying is that exceptions don't break the rule. And I just I catch myself being super depressed, and usually when I'm walking, I'm able to kind of think positively. When I go outside, it makes me stop thinking in the micro, in the sense of like my life and the way I've experienced it, and allows me to kind of be patient and see the trees and go for the walk and hear the birds. And because I walk very early, still feel the humidity and the mildew, or whatever it's called, the morning dew, not the mildew. And I don't say any of this out of sympathy. Let's get it straight. A lot of you guys are dealing with very similar things, and there are people in the world, and that's one of the things I told myself. I wrote down, I had a dream that was almost like an answer, but in a way it was kind of more painful, because it made me experience the thing that all of us humans should experience. We should all know what it feels like to be loved. We should all know what it feels like to hold the hand of somebody we love and care for, to laugh, to be romantic. And in a way, when my brain gave me that dream, maybe it was an attempt to try to answer that, to say, find value and you'll finally achieve this goal that all humans desire for. But it was the dissonance between what I felt and saw in my dream versus what I woke up to. in my dream, towards the end, I was in a somewhat open field, not necessarily too open. There was a gravel road to my right, and past that there was like a forest. There were people on the road and people walking on the dirt. They were going to and from the lake or ocean. Oh yeah,
Nick Drake.
Yeah?
Nick Drake.
Oh yeah? What? You said what? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm running through the car. I feel like it's what's it called? I feel like it's important to continue talking and to kind of just release a lot of this pent up stress and depression. And the funny thing about it, and it's just like, it's exactly my luck. I'm not even joking. I was about to go on a walk, and I told myself, I was like, you know, this isn't the worst thing ever because he's most likely still sleeping. No, the dude's fucking cutting his lawn. So I'm just gonna go back where I was and just continue talking there, I guess. If I had a chair right here, it wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Oh. And just like that, I see a chair. Let me see, something right here maybe. So if there's no spiders, I'm really hoping that you can still hear me. You know, I have my phone in a trusty little spot, so it looks like it's just in my front pocket. But I'm just simply enjoying the morning and the sun. It looks believable. It definitely doesn't look like I'm being schizophrenic talking to myself. But dude, I mean, like, I've been really struggling, and it's not even like I get too. I do get too destructive, but it's like I'm kind of able to like recognize that's me being frustrated, so I don't pay too much attention to it. And when I say I get destructive, I don't mean like I get angry at my family. I'm not really prone to that kind of stuff. What I mean by angry is that just angry at myself, you know. I get angry at myself and all the time I've wasted being depressed after COVID, and all the relationships I could have had. You know, yesterday I saw a video. You know, I don't really like keep track of, the same things. I don't really watch the same videos, but it was something like before COVID, I think it was like 80% of people got outside connection from the internet. Today it's like 19% or something. So there's definitely an issue where a lot of the core values that we as a people have lost a lot of it has been kind of gradually happening, but it was definitely hastened after COVID. And it really pains me because it's like right now, like I said in my previous notes, I should have a girlfriend. And that's not to say that everybody is forced something, like everybody deserves this, Matter of fact, life definitely shows that's not the case. A lot of people are deserving of life, yet what happens? A lot of them die prematurely without their consent, in a car accident. They're bright people. They're bright, creative, intellectual people. And they end up, passing away. It's an accident, And it just kind of like lingers on me a little bit. That after so many years of attempts to try to fix my brain, I have failed. And I'm not going to give up. I don't want to make that, I don't want to make it sound like I give up. I don't give up. It's not what I'm talking about. I will continue to go on walks and continue. Matter of fact, I actually got a call back yesterday from my job, from a job. And it's a pretty good opportunity for work. The hours don't look too good, but I'll still do them for the sake of helping my family. And I don't know, I feel like I'm missing out so much on the basic things of life that have been something that most people experience. Of course, there are things that not everyone gets to experience. Not everyone gets to have a mother or a father. And some people don't make it into adulthood. We are nothing special, including myself. I am not special. I am not unique. Many people before me have suffered, and many of them have suffered with physical pain and more destructive pain. I gotta be quiet because I know for a fact my brother is definitely... you probably heard the AC kick on. He's in his room, and he could definitely look at me right now. But I feel like what it is that I feel like emotionally I definitely have potential. I wasn't, shy or angsty. I was shy, but I wasn't I didn't sit alone. I had a lot of friends as a kid, and now a lot of my friends from school, a lot of them have children now, and of course that's not necessarily a smart thing for me to do, or them, right now at least, at our young age. But it's showing you the contrast between the average person, or at least a successful average person, versus where we are today. And that is, God, it fucking hurts, bro. It really hurts, man. It hurts not having, any romantic connection at all. But I try to be, I hate the word stoic, but I try to be mature about it and remind myself that everything is temporary, even our flesh. The things we struggle with today will be memories in the future. And slowly we will be forgotten. And even with our own lives, the issues that we dealt with will just be kind of combined into a single era, not so much single daily events. And I do that to try to make me feel better. But in reality, I times are changing. And yeah. All I could do now is stop staring at the floor and stare at the horizon. And just try to feel better. Just try to feel better. what I'm doing now is definitely submissive feminine energy. I need to stop that. That kind of energy with depression does not work well. It took out many men like Nick Drake, Elliott Smith, Cobain. Not saying that I'm like them, but they're definitely, they gave off a lot of feminine energy, and not in a weak sense, but in a, well-behaved sense. Goodbye, guys.